The 18th century thinker Søren Kierkegaard, a Danish theologian, tells a lovely story which helps us understand something of the truth of God becoming fully human in Jesus Christ, the mystery of the Incarnation, which of course we celebrate and keep very much in mind whenever we see the image of the crib. He said that there was a famous king, and in his kingdom he used to travel around by horse, and at one point as he travels around he catches sight of a beautiful maiden. She's the daughter of the innkeeper. He continues to go back there secretly, but he doesn't declare himself to her because he faces a dilemma. He wonders, if I go to her in my richly state, in my fine robes, in all my wealth, in all my power and glory, will she love me for who I am? Or will she simply love me for what I can do for her and for my wealth? And so he decides that the only way to win the heart of the innkeeper's daughter is for himself to become like them. So he takes off his stately robes, all his wealth, lays them aside, and he dons the garb of a local woodcutter and sets himself up in the forest near to the inn. Begins to cut trees and sell the wood, and over time he comes to know the innkeeper's daughter, she comes to know him. And she begins to fall in love with him, to see that there's something unique and special about this particular woodcutter, which is different to all the others. And they eventually are able to declare their love for one another. In his letter to the Philippians, St. Paul reminds us that God emptied himself of everything to assume the condition of a slave, and being born as all of us are, he was humbler yet, even to accepting death on a cross. The humility and simplicity of the crib, of the manger where the newborn Jesus is laid, reminds us of how much God has laid aside in order to become close to each one of us. Of course, the angels gather around and they sing of his glory, a reminder that this babe is like no other, that here we have God himself in the flesh. He came to his own, and his own knew him not, but to all those who did know him, he gave them power to become children of God, St. John reminds us on Christmas Day. And so, my dear friends, this is the cause of our joy. And it is he who ultimately brings each one of us his peace, the great gift of Christmas, which the angels sing from on high. Glory to God in the highest, and peace to all of goodwill. It is that gift of peace which I wish for you this Christmas, for your families, for our neighbourhood, for our country, for our world. How much our world continues to need the gift of peace, a continuing and enduring peace in the Middle East, a stable and just peace in Ukraine, a generous peace in the troubled parts of Africa, Asia and South America. My dear friends, I wish you all the peace of the Christ child. Nadolig, Llawen, happy Christmas.